Hello, welcome to your Sunday meditation. This week I want to do something a little bit different with you. Rather than read you a meditation script, of which there are hundreds and thousands and they're all, great, you find some really amazing ones, I want to talk to you about how simple meditation actually can be. So, yes, you can set yourselves up with your candles and your incense and your music or a script that you listen to. And these are all great ways to meditate, especially if you're starting out. But you don't need any of those things. Meditation for me is just about that moment of calm. It's about that chance to step back from the thinking, from the real life, the 3D world, and just have a moment to you. And when you do that, it impacts immediately on your nervous system, and that gives positive health benefits both physically and mentally. So how do you do that? Well, I always do a very simple meditation just before I give Reiki, and it is simply about breathing and focusing on your breathing. So the typical technique would be breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe in as deep as you can so that your tummy expands, and when you release, make sure all that air leaves your body. But actually there's no rules. Just focusing on your breathing will take you out of your thinking, out of the chaos of life, and into the present moment. So meditation is about being in the moment. There's a really sort of powerful, I suppose, definition of anxiety and depression. And it says that depression is about the past and anxiety is about the future. And if you're truly in the present, you can't be anxious or depressed. Now, think what you like about that, but there is an element of truth to it. That anxiety is always about worry, isn't it? It's about worrying about things that are going to happen. And depression tends to be reflecting on things that have happened. So if you are struggling with your mental health, and I say this from somebody who has been there, finding a moment to be in the present is really beneficial. And you might find that you can't do a meditation script quite yet. And that actually, when we say find a moment, that is literally it, 30 seconds. That's fine. Do that twice a day. You will start to feel the benefits, and it will start to get easier and easier. So bringing yourself into the present, concentrating on your breathing, concentrating on your body. You could do a body scan. And I do this, again, I've done this with you on different videos and with Reiki, but where you focus on starting at your toes and just feeling any tension in your toes relax. You go up to your ankles, up to your legs, up to your knees. Very easy to do. You can, if you can, get yourselves into what some people call I think they call it the black space, but this kind of meditative state where you are just not thinking about anything at all. That's quite hard because we're not programmed to think about nothing. But with practice, you can do it. And again, if you can do it for like a few seconds, you'll be able to build on that. And that is just about, focus on your breathing, focus on your body, how your body feels, real present moments. If these things are too difficult for you, and again, I have been there, doing some exercises such as, those sort of grounding exercises, 5 things you can smell, 4 things you can see, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can feel, 1 thing you can taste. That's not necessarily the right order, you can, because it doesn't matter. You can do it however you like, but bringing attention to your senses is a really good way of getting into that blank state. Another way to meditate, I think, which I think is absolutely fine, if you are very anxious, or you are really struggling with this, is to put on something that say a DVD or a piece of music that you know very well. So I am of the Friends generation. Yeah, I grew up watching Friends and I have all 10 series on DVD and they live in my bedroom because when I've been poorly, physically poorly or poorly with my mental health, I will put on a Friends DVD and it just plays in the background. And I'm not listening, but I am listening and I know the script off by heart. So I don't need to focus. You can put on something like that and just allow your brain to tune in, but not really tune in. Does that make sense? So, what I am offering you this week for Sunday meditation is just some tips, some techniques. Go away and try something on your own. See what works for you, and don't worry if it ends up being 30 seconds, because I promise you, with practice, that will build. But all meditation is that moment of calm in the present. Have a lovely Sunday.